Welcome to Nerd and the Noob, episode 14. Professor X is dead.
What? Oh my goodness! And yes, how is everybody doing today?
Welcome back to the show. My name is Greg. I am the nerd.
I am Michael. I'm the noob.
You forgot your name and not your title. Almost.
What, did I?
You went, my name is...
Well, okay, so, because when I sit in front of the camera, normally I'm Mango. So I forget on the camera on this show, I'm supposed to be Michael. So I forget. So yes, I'm normally Mango. And so that's why you always hear that moment of, this is... because they both start with M, so I get the meh or meh or meh. My or muh. So yeah, anyways. Anywhooser.
How's everybody doing today? We'll wait for your response.
No, we're not going to wait for your response.
Well, that just sucks.
Hey, have you started loading this as video on iTunes?
No. Can I do that?
I don't know.
Can you do that?
Maybe pull the YouTube? Will it do that?
You
should look into that. Anyways, so let's see. Let's start out with our normal weekend chat explosion.
I have one thing, and it has nothing to do with nerd stuff.
Okay.
On my way to work this morning, I'm pretty sure Snow White was pissed off at me. Because I saw a squirrel, a rabbit, a raccoon, a deer, and a horse in the middle of the road. And when I tried to change lanes...
I saw the picture. You guys should see. Wait, let's see if I can go find it.
When I tried to change lanes to get around the horse, he looked back, said, "Nuh-uh," and walked into the other lane.
I have to find this. Hang on, where's it at? Let's see. Oh, there's his Twitter. Let's go look. I gotta find this tweet. I want to see the picture. The tweet was, "Why did the horse cross the road? I don't know, but he wouldn't get the hell out of my way." And
we're adding screen regions early today.
Yeah, I know. This is early shooting. Well, wow.
This is what I saw on my way to work.
If you're looking at the video, you should now see a picture of a horse covering my face. That's hardly unfair. That's hardly fair. You're gonna go that way with it.
I was gonna say you were a horse's ass.
So yeah, look right here. That would be a horse
in front of my car.
That would be his car. Horse, car. Horse, car. You see the road, right? Yeah. We may live in the South, but this shit don't happen. Okay?
And again, I tried to go around him, and he looked right at me. I heard, and he changed lanes. I'm pretty sure he signaled.
It looks like he's confused. He's going straight, but he wants to go to the right. I don't know.
It wasn't even in Lewisburg. It was on the way to work.
Anyways, that's called cruise control. I'm never coming to the South now, scared of those gangster horses on the road. Anyways, okay.
That's all I had in my weekend chat explosion.
For those of you that don't know, by the way, before I get into mine, if you're listening to this on iTunes, we do this live, so we do talk to the chat. That you may hear strange conversation because of that. So if you want to get into it, come watch us on Twitch TV live on Sundays. Live on Twitch. Sorry, I got into... Anywhooser. My weekend, let's see. Last night was so much fun. We went and saw Christopher Titus.
I'm not talking to you. La, la, la.
He did his new show. I have no idea what it's called because I had started laughing 2 minutes into it. Oh no, we're like 45 seconds. 45 seconds into it. It was very good. It was supposed to be like an hour show or something like that. It was almost 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get to see Bombshell Ray?
It was a chick.
Huh?
I don't know. It was some chick.
Bombshell Ray.
She's the voice of Snuffleupagus or something. I don't know. They may have been goofy.
Bombshell Ray is his girlfriend.
Oh.
She travels with him. She does comedy too.
That may be her. I have no idea what she looked like.
I've heard she's hot.
Well, the girl that got up on stage was smoking. So,
like
yes.
6'1". How did he describe her in one of his shows? 6'1", long dark hair, 2 degrees, and paid for her own boob job.
No, this girl didn't have big boobs.
Okay, then no, it wasn't.
I mean, they weren't small, but still. Anyway, so yeah, it was awesome. I just absolutely had a great time. We got done at like midnight last night, It was epic. Like I'm not the biggest Christopher Titus fan, but the tickets were like $20. So I was like, why not? I'm not driving.
It's great that you don't know anyone who likes Christopher Titus.
It's great that I didn't invite any. Oh wait, I did. So there, you couldn't go.
I had to work.
So yeah. Anyway, so we did that last night, and then today we slept in a little bit and got up, and we were gonna go to. We were gonna go right to the new house and do some work.
Yeah.
But instead, we went to Pottery Barn.
Did you get Star Wars sheets?
No, but I should have looked for those. And so we went to Pottery Barn. We looked around, found some really cool stuff. We got a coat rack for the entryway.
Oh, nice.
Because we don't have anywhere to put coats. There's no coat closet.
How many coats do you wear?
Well, I don't wear any, but she wears some, and other people may wear some. So we got one of those. Then I bought another bookshelf, put it together. We took the living room TV to the new house today. So we now have TV at the new house. So we sat there and watched the football game today. So that was fun. And other than that, we didn't do jack diddly squat. Like nothing.
Boring weekend chat explosion.
Well, except for going to see Christopher Titus, and you didn't.
I saw a horse on the road.
That's true. This picture is awkward. Awkward picture.
Moving on to the long box for this week. First on the long box is
something. It's there somewhere.
Transformers? Hi, I'm from Tennessee. Transformers 4 will feature new robots, basically because the toys didn't sell.
I don't get that. Why does it matter? I mean, does Michael Bay make money off the toys?
No. But that's what they did to the old 85 cartoon.
Yeah, but still, so who gives a crap? I like it. I mean, I think it's gotten a little... Honestly, I think the story's gotten a little weird.
Okay. But
I don't think you've got to get rid of everything.
If you've seen the old the 80s feature film, the one that, the one that came out after the television show did.
Okay.
It was primarily in space instead of Earth. It featured all new Transformers.
Where'd they come from?
They were all already there. Some of them were on Cybertron. Some of them were already on Earth.
Okay, well, why don't you read some of the story?
Let's see here. Well, they're cutting the cord on Shia LaBeouf and the rest of the characters they've lived for in 3 films. And they are also cutting ties with Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, all of those guys. I put this article in here simply because it explained that
Michael Bay is still a giant douchebag.
But the similarities between what he's describing he wants to make the new one is so much alike from that 80s movie that I don't think it's a coincidence. I think they're going to end up with this big old massive planet-sized
wait, are there still going to be humans?
Yeah, but they end up hanging out in battle suit gears all the time.
I'm okay with that.
And they can transform.
I'm cool with that.
That's what it was in the cards. But no, they wipe out in the first 10 minutes of the movie, they wipe out everybody. They wipe out Optimus, they wipe out Megatron. See, they tried it in 1986.
This is what
I agree with you. Nowadays,
who gives a shit if the toys are selling?
I mean, I didn't know that Hasbro had such a tight hold on this franchise's manhood that they could go, those toys didn't sell. Give us new ones.
Well, that's because the toys they make now suck. Do you remember the Transformers when we were a kid? Transformers when we were kids were awesome. They took 32 minutes to transform from one to the other, but you felt such a sense of accomplishment when you finally did that. I mean, we didn't have YouTube back then, so there wasn't any, wait, let me go online and see how to do it. You had to sit there with that book that was in Spanish on one side, and it's not on the other side. It's annoying. You had to read the directions. Who does that? Now you just go, how do I build this? YouTube.com. And you
Dude,
make it.
no. I have a 5-year-old. I've bought him a Transformer. Even the 5-year-old Transformers are harder to build than the ones we had.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
The ones we had were like bend this leg 2 degrees that way, stick out your tongue.
No. He still has 2 Beast Wars ones that he got from Muck that I cannot do.
Maybe you should ask Muck.
He's not going to remember. He changed them to the Transformers and then left them for like 10 years.
Nice. Still don't know. Exactly 10 years. They were the older ones. The ones when we were kids. Well, not quite kids 10 years ago, but still. Excuse me.
Aren't I the one that normally does that?
Yep. And back. Anyways, I need to get some tea. I think I don't see Hasbro.
Are you going to be interested in seeing the new one?
Okay,
with basically a new half of the franchise.
Okay, look. See, here's the thing. I'm going to admit this. I probably shouldn't. I like Shia LaBeouf. In every movie he's done since the one with the holes.
Called Holes?
Yeah, that one. I like him. Everything.
Greatest game ever played. Golf movie, one of my favorite movies.
I like Shia LaBeouf. I like the hot girls that show up in these movies, but Shia LaBeouf, to me, he's funny. He is part of these movies. He is now
I like
become...
Tyrese better because he's funny.
Well, see, Tyrese is fine. I actually like the main army dude, too.
Josh...
Something.
Duhamel.
Whatever. Duhamel, Destor, I don't care. But that's what I like. And if they're just going to straight up just kill these guys off, I mean, it's going to have to be an epic. Especially for there only going to be one more. If they're only doing one more Transformers... There
are udders on this franchise because it's such a cash cow.
Still, though, if they're only going to do one more, or at least Michael Bay only does one more, because I'm sorry, when Michael Bay quits it, you might as well quit it because there's no more.
But it says Michael Bay returning for at least one more Transformers.
I'm sorry.
He'll return for if someone wants a 5th one, they'll put a 5th one out there.
I think. I don't see this. This is not a series that can keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. Now, if they had done it as a high-budget TV show, that's different. It wouldn't have been as epic as it is.
I don't think it would have lasted. There's way too much post that has to, like, most of those are done, 6 months in advance. The show would have to be pre-done a year and a half in advance with so much post.
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of something on Sci-Fi or something like that they do with stuff like that.
It's the Transformers that would kill them. There's a lot of post on that.
Somebody in chat says, "This is Hollywood yet again molesting our childhood movies. RoboCop, Transformers, Turtles." Wait, I can't see that one. Mortal Kombat. Yeah, we're gonna actually. We're talking about starting a segment that's called Michael Bay Does, because he's been screwing with everything in my childhood. Anyways, back to this.
We could just always call it Childhood Destroyed.
Yeah, I think what the problem is. Excuse me.
Really?
I'm yawning.
I've been up since like 4.
Yeah, well, shut up. I think if they're gonna just do this because of the toys, then they can suck on my left one because
that's exactly why they're doing it. I've got money on,
and I don't give a most people that are watching these movies are not the 4-year-olds buying the toys.
At the Best of America's 2012 conference, Brian Goldner, President and CEO of Hasbro, explained that while Transformers 3 may have done well at the box office, the film did nothing for their toy sales. It's because of the same characters in all 3 movies. That's why Transformers 4 will have an all-new cast of robot characters, and it will be a story revolving around these new characters. The movie back in '86 revolved around Hot Rod.
They're literally crapping out money
again
from the movies. They sit down and go, and money flutters out their buttholes.
I think I'll make you watch the movie because I have it. It's actually not bad. If they go back and use the '80s soundtrack, to do this. No, not the voice track, the soundtrack, the music. There's some epic moments with some great hairband stuff.
Exactly. Chat is agreeing with us. Who cares? They're literally making so much freaking money from just the
robots
movies.
We know.
Who cares about the toy sales?
Jazz is dead.
I just
Would you like to move on?
I'm upset now. Hold on a minute. I must compose myself. It irritates me. Like, I'm not a greedy person. I would like to have a lot of money. But if somebody's paying me $1 million to do something, I'm not going to go, I'm not doing this till you pay me 1.5. Who gives a crap? You're making a crap ton of money. No, I'm sorry. Stop. You make so much money, and then you complain because the toys aren't selling.
I don't know what to say.
I'm upset. No, I'm done. Okay, moving on. I'm upset at it. We're going to go to the next one. This one's all you.
50 years after forming the X-Men, Professor X is dead. Again. This time it was featured in AVX number 12, I think, number 11, which is Avengers versus X-Men. This epic battle between, basically at this point, everybody and the Phoenix Force. Do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
From the cartoon, it's what took over Jean.
Oh, yeah.
The Phoenix Force. This time, when it got to Earth, it was split into 5 pieces, and it went to 5 different X-Men.
Okay.
Or 5 different mutants.
Okay.
Throughout this title, they have, when a mutant loses the ability, it travels to another person.
Okay.
Where most people would have
Why
thought...
aren't we reading this?
Because I want to read it in the big trade, because it's only 12 issues.
Oh.
When... The last 2 ended up being Scott, Cyclops, and Emma Frost.
Okay.
I would have put money on Emma Frost being the last person to be a Phoenix. Because she's the telepath, she's the crazy woman.
Right.
It ended up being Scott. And the Phoenix Force causes him to wipe out Charles.
Nice.
Again, haven't read it, but it was all over the place. This was actually given to us by one of our chat people, Blondie. Everybody say thank you, Blondie. Thank you, Blondie.
Thank you, Blondie. Sorry,
I
was looking at the picture here.
It's a really good picture.
Yes.
The art I really enjoy. Apparently, the story is a little far-fetched from time to time. From what I understand,
Avengers versus X-Men, kind of super-powered smackdown.
I listened to another podcast, iFanboy, and they've talked about this. Some of the issues they love, some of the issues they can't stand. I still want to read. I want to read this in full trade, and I think when I get it, I will let you read it as well, because I think we'll enjoy it. I think we're also going to get Batman in trade to read it.
Which Batman?
The current series, Batman, by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo.
All right, that works.
I'm learning names.
You're learning some stuff.
But what I looked up on this was, it says after 50 years he's dead, and then there was another post that someone put out that said again, and I found it at Bleeding Cool. I don't know the details into his deaths on these, but I will give you issue numbers. X-Men number 42. 42.
That was a long time ago.
That was before Beast turned blue.
Oh, yeah, that's Beast right there.
Yes. Way long ago.
Okay.
The next one looks like X-Men...
The Uncanny
X-Men, number 167.
Okay.
So, years later... Oh, wait, go up. This one's interesting. He dies because he ends up having a brood in him. It's kind of gross, even for back then.
That looks like a Dragon Ball Z thing.
Yeah, almost.
Alright. There's another one. They don't give us an issue number on that one.
No. This one I know. The third one is in X-Men number 41, but this is from the 2000s. Because I know this one. This is what started Age of Apocalypse. which is by far my favorite X-Men storyline ever.
Alright, there you go.
Next is from the Executioner's Song from Uncanny X-Men number 294. Cable shoots him in the chest right on the cover. He's dead again.
And that would be all those that we saw.
Was that it? So, the fact that he's died again is kind of big because Scott's the one that did it. But do you really think people should care that much?
I don't know.
From what I did read, though,
It depends. How many more X-Men? This is just for AVX, though.
Well, that's the thing, though. Is AVX is the big crossover, which means if it happened in here, it had repercussions and everything.
And this is Marvel, right?
Yes.
Didn't Marvel cancel a bunch of X-Men comics, like the Uncanny X-Men and stuff like that?
Yeah, Uncanny got canceled.
So the thing is, as I understand it, so he's going to be dead in this. Now, we know he'll probably come back eventually. But how many other X-Men series are there with Professor X in it?
None. He's done. Wolverine, the school is run by Wolverine and Cat.
Okay.
Uncanny X-Men has nothing to do with him. In fact, I think Cable leads that team.
Cool.
From what I understand, the writer wants to keep him dead. He wants to do this, get him dead for a while thing. Not, he's dead, but no, he was really in a coma. Or no, he was on the astral plane. He's done that before. So, I think they should keep him dead. I mean...
at this point...
Okay,
it kind of turns into The Simpsons, okay? That's my only problem with comics, is there's not a whole lot of growth. They don't have that year-to-year growth. Now, granted, I realize most of them would be in their, 90s by now. But they don't have that year-to-year growth. But, given that, Professor X is still taught somebody to do what he does.
Jean.
And so Jean can take over.
True. And I think Jean's back.
If she wasn't evil.
Yeah, she always comes back evil.
So...
okay, now here's the thing, though. This is in yet another line of he's dead, but is he going to stay that way? Captain America was dead. Do you know what it ended up being? It ended up being like some suspension animated time bullet. I haven't read it. I just heard that.
We're not getting into the Captain America dead arguments again because last time we did, we got into the why in the hell does everybody in Captain America freeze instead of dying?
No. I meant this a couple of years ago. He was shot dead on courthouse steps. There's another one. Who else? Jason Todd, formerly of Robin. Now he's the Red Hood. He was dead. He got blown up. Do you know the only character in modern fiction that I can think of that has been a popular character that is still dead? Chewbacca.
Chewbacca's dead?
Yes.
Oh, Chewbacca, he's in the new house.
Apparently they dropped a planet on him.
Sorry. I don't know why that makes me giggle. Continue.
I'm trying to think who else has died. Superman died.
Oh, Jesus.
Superman died. He came back a year later. Batman died, or Bruce Wayne died. He came back sometime a year later. Granted, I have the trade that walks him back through time. Because it wasn't dead. It was the time beams. And he got knocked back to caveman days. And then he would quantum leap.
Oh
yeah.
Wow.
Not kidding. He kept quantum leaping up in time. And apparently he caused his own mythos.
I don't know.
Yep.
Until you bring me that.
I'll bring you the book.
I don't know. We're not talking... That's some of my problems with comics. It's just not permanent. And if you don't like the cussing, I apologize. Sometimes I get a little...
Carried away
and riled and just get the hell over it. And, no! How hard is it? And okay, so most of these characters... Clark Kent is Superman, right? Okay?
Yes.
Okay? Kill him. But then, oh my God, there's a new Superman.
There was like 6.
His name is Dean Cain. I don't care. Come up with another Superman. Let that Superman run for a little while. Say like 40 years. It's a little annoying.
Are we talking cartoons or TV shows? Because Dean Cain is the actor.
I know he was, but his the first name that came to my head. It's just I wish some of these characters would just die and stay that way, at least for 10 years, like literal 10 years. Let him die for a little while. The guy needs a break. I mean, give yourself time to be new. That's my problem with Hollywood in general. And I know comics aren't Hollywood, but they're getting there.
They are now.
That's my problem with that kind of stuff. Is there's nothing new. When they kill a character, they're not really killing him. He may stay dead for a year. A year. Yeah, it takes more. It takes more time to do the post production on Iron Man 3 than a year than it will be for Professor X to stay dead.
For a comic book person, you don't look at a year. You look at a year in issues. A year in issues is only 12 issues. That's it.
Right. So why can't he stay dead for, say, 56 issues? Come up with some new stories.
I agree with you. I think Professor
Those
X,
were some of my favorite comics.
I think
were
he
the
needs
indie
to
comics.
be done.
Those were some of my favorite comics. Were the indie growing up? Were the indie comics that had different characters? Because me personally, I'm a backstory kind of guy.
Yeah.
I love backstories. That's why I like the first of the movies, like Iron Man and Wolverine. I don't care what you guys said. I like the Wolverine movie. I like the new Spider-Man. I watched it. Why? And I liked it because it was a backstory. I love backstory stuff. So when you show me a first issue of something that's only 5 or 6 issues in of, say, an indie comic, and they show how they came to be and all that kind of good stuff, I love that kind of stuff. So why can't you have more of that in Marvel and DC and stuff like that? Yeah, you don't have to completely kill somebody off. Kill Superman off. Let's run with Superboy. Start Superboy over again. Start his first issue with the morning of Superman, and then you go into how Superboy came into it, or kill off Bruce Wayne and go, oh wait, we already have an established Batman in Batman Beyond. Run with that one for a while. They ran with Dick
Grayson for a while as Batman.
Run with somebody else. It's like I love that kind of stuff. So let these people die. But y'all shut up about Wolverine. They're just going on and on about Wolverine. Wolverine could die too,
No, he can't.
Put him in concrete for 40 years. I don't care.
Still not going to die. His lungs will collapse and then they'll continue to repair
I got
themselves.
that. What I'm saying is let that story rest for a while. Let these writers and these artists come up with different stories.
Here's the thing. Here's the difference. Professor X has literally been there since page 1, word 1, beginning.
Mm-hmm.
He's taught his crew, and they're going on, they're teaching. And in the grand scheme of the X-Men, the way I feel is Professor X is almost useless right now. Which is why I think they're using him as a catalyst for whatever's going to happen in X-Men or Marvel lore this year. Whereas Wolverine is still an uber popular character. The fact that he can't die is part of his plot line.
Again, you could kill him off for even a year. Okay? Not kill, obviously. Not kill because he's freaking invincible.
He's had his medal taken out before.
Bury him for a year. Stick him on a moon. It's been done. If he can't die, then he's not going to die in the vacuum of space. His ass to the moon. Come up with somebody else.
Bang,
I would almost guarantee you these guys that write AVX and all the Marvel superheroes and all the DC superheroes, they've got an idea for a character, or at least 7 of them.
Yes, that's why they go to Image Comics and say, "Hey, I'd like to make my own comic."
Marvel's missing out on that kind of thing.
The problem with doing that with Marvel and DC is the fact that there is a contract. I have a friend that is a writer for Marvel.
Uh-huh.
He writes in their actually, you'd love it. Love talking to him. He writes in their encyclopedias.
I know him.
No, you would love hanging out with him.
Oh,
backstory guy.
Gotcha.
If he went to one of his bosses and he said, "Hey, I have a character. Here's a drawing. Here's a backstory," they'd go, "Okay, you work for us. That is officially legal property of Marvel." Which means if these creators came up with a character that they wanted to use in place of a dead character,
Mm-hmm.
they would lose him if they ever left.
That's called negotiations, my friend.
Marvel kind of has it says it on the back of every check. This is what I'm told. This is what I understand. Like the guy who created Ghost Rider cannot legally say he created Ghost Rider anymore.
Okay.
Because Marvel took it.
Okay. Does he get paid?
The guys who created Superman...
Well, they got screwed.
They sold him for like...
That was their fault for being stupid.
Anyway, they didn't get credit for him until years later.
I just... There needs to be a restructure of some kind. When you kill a character, that kind of stuff irritates the enemy. When you kill a character, let him stay dead for an entire line. You know? Let him stay dead for a while. There are repercussions when some of these characters die. When Wolverine, and I know you people don't want to hear it, when he dies... Because it will happen. Someone will throw his ass into the sun. He'll die somehow. When he dies, then there's going to be repercussions throughout. You know, you're going to have Sabretooth is going to become a little bit more powerful or something. It doesn't matter.
It might upset his daughter.
Okay, fair enough. Then you have 2-year run of his daughter taking vengeance on whoever, Big Bad Meanie, beat Wolverine and sent him to the sun.
Yeah.
If I was Magneto, I'd have done that a long time ago. And throw him. I mean, jeez. So
Magneto hung out on the moon for a while. No, he had an asteroid for a while.
So, I mean, we'll talk about that in a minute. That kind of stuff, you want those repercussions. Because you can always go back and do flashbacks. And have those characters in them. So that it's not a new storyline. But you can go, flashback. And they can see that character. But I want to see the repercussions of somebody that dies. Good night, Joel. Sorry, I was saying good night to people in the chat. Is that kind of stuff just, it's annoying to me. So, anyways, continue.
I mean, I'm very happy that you got into this as much as you did.
Sorry, I get that. It's just strange which ones catch my fancy, and I have to talk.
But that's all I really got. You know,
we totally talked about the subject for about 2.5 minutes, and then yelled about everything else. So
that's why I get these. They're jumping on points. Quick, jump on with me.
I think I've seen that one.
I have too.
Did you have that one?
Maybe.
I think I've seen that.
It's creepy though.
All right. Boop. Alright, gotta scroll up. Sorry. I love that. Okay, I gotta show it to you guys again. And we were showing this to the people before we started. That's not what I wanted. If you're watching live, you should be able to see something pop up here in just a second.
This is in the comments of our very next topic.
There you go. It's just goofy. I was just like, you know, a giggle.
All right, that's enough.
I don't want to do this.
We have audio people that
Sorry. Okay, so what we're watching here is we're watching a GIF of Spider-Man, or a dude dressed as Spider-Man, holding on to, with his feet and his hands, to one of the little sliding rails going up an escalator, just going up, and then you look, and then behind him there's these like old folks just like staring at his crotch. Like, what is going on? So, yeah, that's hilarious. We scrolled down and saw those. So, anyways, moving... Wow.
Leave her alone.
Look at that. What's he got a beard for?
Okay, going on.
Oh, sorry, moving on. Go ahead. Are WB considering basing the Batman reboot on the Arkham games? Wait, the WB?
Warner Brothers.
Like,
the WB used to be the television's... channel. WB is Warner Brothers. They own Batman.
Okay, sorry, I had the CW confused. So I was like, really? So apparently they're talking about redoing the Batman comics, I'm assuming.
No, this is for the reboot.
What reboot? Am I going to yell? Am I fixing to be really mad again? Just tell me now,
all that this says...
Am I going to be mad?
All that this says...
Go ahead. Are they rebooting the movies?
Yes.
Oh my god! We talked about this! Excuse me, guys. Sorry, I need to move the microphone back here for a minute. We talked about this. Why? No, you cannot reboot Batman so quick. I'm sorry, 45 minutes of the new Spider-Man movie, I was sitting in the theater going, completely different from the old one. Completely different from the old one. Not so different. Completely different. It's distracting. It will make the Justice League suck.
They're still going to do it.
No!
However, there is other news on here that is the reason I put it on here. It's just one line, but I love it. They also say that Warner Brothers are currently leaning towards a fresh reboot of Green Lantern with a new actor playing Hal Jordan.
Again, I say no.
Why can't they reboot this series and use a different Green Lantern?
You don't have to reboot it. You don't.
I kind of agree.
How many lanterns are there right now for Earth?
Like 6?
Okay, pick a different one. My God. Anyways, stop. Is Michael Bay doing this? Because this just smells like Michael Bay.
It's not Michael Bay.
I'm actually, if it was Michael Bay doing it, he'd be like Ratman.
The other reason I like this is they're saying that they could base it around something styled like the Arkham game series. You like the series.
Absolutely, but who's going to play Batman?
It doesn't matter.
No.
All he has to do is have a Batman voice, no Bruce Wayne voice.
Why is that?
I think the next movie, if they do it, don't slap me. If they do it, is all Batman, all fighting, no backstory, bring him on.
Robin?
Nightwing.
I could go for that.
Maybe good chance to introduce Kid Robin.
I could go for that.
Damien, it's his son.
No. Now you're getting too stupid.
Okay.
I could go for an all Batman movie. It'll be hard to.
They call him Baleosians.
That could work. But the only problem with doing an all Batman and no Bruce Wayne is it becomes hard to base him in any kind of reality.
Or if they do Bruce Wayne him, have it be stuff in the Batcave, like where he's still got the gear on, but his cowl
doesn't matter. As soon as you take the cowl off, it's a different actor. You can't do that.
I think they're gonna do it regardless of what any of us think. They're gonna do it so that they can bring Justice League out. I guarantee it.
Who was the original Green Lantern in Justice League?
In the cartoon that we watched?
In general.
Years ago in the Super Friends, it was Hal.
Yeah, okay. Well, crap. I said Justice League, not Super Friends.
Justice League, it was John.
Okay. So why remake Green Lantern? Seriously, people. Let a black guy be popular. I know I just said that. But that's because Hal's white, John's black. It wouldn't hurt my feelings.
Denzel Washington?
God, no, he's too old. Tyrese would work funny, though.
Yeah, no. Jon Stewart's too serious, I think, for Tyrese.
You think?
Yeah. What about the dude who played Spawn? Michael J. White.
That could work if he's young enough to do it still.
Well, I mean, John isn't exactly the youngest Green Lantern. He didn't get it until years later after he had already, done stuff.
I could go with that. That would work. See, we're doing your jobs for you, WB. We've cast him. Now just
Samuel
call him.
Jackson.
No,
he's in everything.
No.
Make Batman played by Ray Park. Have no Bruce. And overdub somebody's voice in instead of his.
Well, they could just do like the old thing and have one guy playing Batman and somebody else playing Bruce, but I don't know.
Nobody knows enough about Black Panther for Michael J. White to be Black Panther.
Who's Michael J. White?
The dude we were just talking about.
Oh, is that him?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what his name is. But he would do a good John, whatever his name is, Green Lantern. He would do good Black Green Lantern.
You want me to blow your mind?
What?
The guy who voiced Jon Stewart is the same guy that voices Hermes from Futurama.
Really?
Blew Do your math.
One's like nasally and high, and one's yeah.
I could have told you his name too if I hadn't said anything. As long as you dubstep overload.
So okay, so I'm not talking about
overload.
Batman. Them redoing it because it's going to piss me off to no end. The Green Lantern, you know what? There was only one movie. It really wasn't that good. I like Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
I don't think that was a good part for him. I think being Hal Jordan was a good part for him. I don't think being Green Lantern was a good part for him. I think he'd have been
a much better Wally West / Flash.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because he's goofy. He's, into himself. He knows the ladies love him. That's Wally West and Flash. I said it years ago. He should have been Flash.
That would have been better. So I mean, the Green Lantern one doesn't make me as mad, but I don't see why they feel the need to reboot it when they actually have a cast of characters they can pull, and they can do a really good Green Lantern like that. They can have a whole new backstory. They can essentially relaunch that and have like what Iron Man has or what Thor is getting and that kind of stuff. You can do that and give multiple movies before. Thank you. Before you jump in the Justice League, or have something after, because if they run everything now, then they're not going to run anything after. That's the problem. I don't know how they're going to do this. Right now, they're just trying to copy Avengers, and it's not going to work because they don't have Joss Whedon. They have, who's that guy you really like?
Yeah, they don't have anybody.
Ben Affleck. They don't have Ben
anybody.
Affleck. So yeah.
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 Moving on.
I'm so tired of the long box, man. You totally got me all kinds of pissy today. Moving on, comic of the week was something I really wanted to read, but it didn't turn out. It was good, but not great.
Okay, go for it.
It's called Rocketeer, Cargo of Doom, #1. So they redid Rocketeer. This is new, right?
Yeah, the original creator, artist, writer. He died a few years, I think either this year or last year. Mm-hmm. So there's been talk about bringing back, because I've seen some of the old Rocketeer stuff. It's very good. Mm-hmm. I like the 40s storyline stuff.
Right.
This one is done by Mark Waid, who is pretty much a premier writer in the comic industry right now. And it was art by Chris Samnee and David Stevens.
All right, so Rocketeer, loved the movie as a kid. We talked about this, was it last week or week before?
Yeah.
Maybe redoing the actual movie. Because it's been, 15, 20 years since they did it.
Let's not talk about how long.
And so I could see that. I could see them redoing that. Regardless, would you stop that? Now I have to turn every time you do that. It was good. Here's my problems with it. They redid it. They did not have. They could have taken Rocketeer and made it modern.
No, I like it being in the 40s.
No. I got no problems with it being. I'm talking the art. The art looked like a comic strip art.
I liked that.
No, I didn't. I
liked
that.
the design of the Rocketeer, at least in it.
Oh, I love the Rocketeer art. Like the actual guy from the Rocketeer.
I said it while we were reading it. Probably my favorite helmet. I'm a Star Wars nerd. Great helmets in that.
Yeah.
I love the Rocketeer helmet.
I like the art on that. That looks awesome. My big problem is that a lot of it looked like Sunday newspaper comic. And I didn't like that. I think if you're going to redo the Rocketeer and come up with stuff like that, then you modernize it. Leave it in the 40s. That's fine. You can draw the 40s and still give it nice, crisp, clean line. Like green lines. We'll have green lines now. To have it crisp, clean lines and good art and that kind of stuff. So I mean, it was good. The story was a little it felt like it jumped a little bit to me. And so, sorry, I just looked at how long we've been talking. It jumped a little bit to me and just kind of around on the page. Like, I'm not a big fan of those ones. I'm more story driven than art driven.
Okay.
And so, like,
the story was a little bit of a letdown.
Well, it was like, there's a person, bubble, 3 words. Next one, person, bubble, 2 words. Next one. What are you doing? Stop that. Have more words, and so that's me. Just a personality trait for me. I like to have more story.
I think as a comic reader, I'm starting to lean more towards art, so I enjoy the art in it.
You got to remember, I grew up reading Spider-Man, and he never shuts the hell up.
True.
So I mean, like his bubble has 40 words in it, and the bubble's still the same size. So you got to be like magnifying glass. How do I read that? What does that say? I don't know.
Back away from the camera.
Okay. So, anyways. And so
overall, what do you say? Read it? Don't read it?
1 out of 10, I'd probably give it about a 7, a 6 or a 7. It's better than blah, but it's not.
I actually give it a middle of the road. I like some of the art, the design for the Rocketeer himself was really good.
I just thought some of the art was phoned in.
Some of the art maybe a little bit phoned in, but that's us.
Yeah, I agree. I think some of the art was just a little phoned in.
All right, moving into Noob versus this week.
Last week's was Gandalf versus Dumbledore, and we got. Let's see how many votes we got.
It says it right there in the form.
I'm looking. 158. Or let's see. Forms will go to. Was that one?
Yep.
All right. So it was 99 votes for Gandalf, 57 for Dumbledore. I will freely admit I cheated this week. I voted for Dumbledore 3 times and I still lost. I don't normally do that.
63% to 36%.
Gandalf won, which was his pick this last week. So we don't have the walk of shame because I don't have the board up right now. I totally ripped my wall up trying to take that thing off. That double-sided tape was bad.
Although that puts me up to 4
to 7. Am I 6 or 7?
You're 7.
Okay, so 4 to 7. Me. Still winning.
But I'm catching up.
Still winning. If you voted for Gandalf 10 times, Dan, we're going to have words later. Because that's cheating.
All right.
Would have put him at
I was excited. I was given this. I have a character for you to go against this week.
All right, I can do that.
Are you ready? Get your typing hands up.
All right, typing hands.
Optimus Prime.
Oh, how do you spell Optimus?
Optimus.
Optimus. Whatever. Optimus Prime. Okay, so I got to come up with a versus for him. Does it have to be like? I guess it does have to be mechanical.
No, it doesn't have to be. If you want it to be, it can be, but it doesn't have to be.
Sorry, I totally got one.
Okay.
It's so stupid.
All right.
But I have an argument for it.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Wonder Twins. Totally going. I'm going to lose this week, but this one just makes me laugh.
You know why you're going to lose? Because no one knows who the Wonder Twins are.
But I'm totally going for the Wonder Twins, and I have a reasoning.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, Optimus Prime is totally metal.
He's mechanical, yes.
Okay, or mechanical, whatever. The Wonder Twins only ever turn into a form of or shape of something watery. Optimus Prime is getting his ass rusted, and he's not going to be able to move. They're just going to come in, and they're going to be like, form of giant water bucket. Shape of waterfall. And he's just going to get stuck in the water bucket, and they're going to... I win.
All right.
That's what I'm going for. Wonder Twins versus Optimus Prime.
And then I say, with your giant water bucket, Optimus Prime takes his heated sword and just dips it in, boils that Wonder Twin, and they evaporate.
Ooh, yeah, but that's only one twin. There are 2.
One is a shape of, and the one was the form of. One has to be the bucket, so one can be the water.
Right, but the bucket, you can't sizzle the bucket.
No, in that case, I just rivet it to the side of a building.
So there's our one for this week. Optimus Prime versus Wonder Twins. Please make sure you check our Twitters for the link for that, because we'll have that up, and please share that with your friends. Because if you can start an argument, send us, if you start an online argument, send us screenshots of people yelling about it. We love that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. There was some pretty good stuff for this week's, Gandalf and Dumbledore. There's some pretty good stuff.
This vote is going to be 151 to 1. So far, I'm winning. Wonder Twins, Magneto. Magneto's not in this, but that would have been an awesome pick. Dang. Anyways, I'm going with the Wonder Twins. So, now what we got to do is I got to pull this up over here and pull that up over there. And we're going to quickly-ish.
Yes.
We're going to run straight through the
short box.
So the first one in the short box is movie Batman. Christian Bale makes a 4-year-old cancer patient's dream come true. By
He visits. Let's see here. I gotta find it. He visits one of the victims from the Aurora shooting. The one in question is a 4-year-old named Jaden Barber. Oh, I'm sorry. I take that back. After he visited the Aurora shooting people, I'm sorry, he goes and visits Jaden Barber, who is fighting cancer for his second time, and he's 4. He beat it at age 2 in 2010.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't beat anything at age 2. Somebody just smiled on him.
But I think it's cool that as Batman, he knows he's going to be Batman for the, just like Adam West was Batman for a huge generation. He'll be Batman for a generation.
Oh, absolutely. Until
So-
DC screws it up and reboots it.
It doesn't matter. I think he'll still be most people's Batman. Moving on. I thought
Now
this was
you see
nice.
the problem with the reboot.
I thought this was really nice. It's a sweet story. Check it out.
Yeah, remember, guys, with the long box, we really discuss it, get into it. Most of the time with the short boxes and stuff, we just want you to go take a look at. It's little articles that we found, or most of the time he found.
I found.
And we just want you to take a look at them. So, I'll let you
Want,
have
no.
it.
This is destroying childhood. Remember?
Okay, Independence Day's lovable sequels named and 3D shamed. Now, what does that even mean? I didn't even get to look at this.
It means that the man who originally made it, Roland Emmerich, does not like 3D, and yet next year on July 3rd, the original Independence Day is going to come out in 3D. And then they have also...
Do these people not realize 3D is dying?
I don't know. They've also stated the 2 names for Independence Day 2 and 3, which is ID Forever Part 1 and Part 2.
So that would be Independence Day Forever. Who is playing in these movies?
I don't know. You think Will Smith's too big for it now?
Do I think Will Smith? Yes. Well, maybe not too big for it, but you don't know. I'm sorry. I just don't think these are going to work.
I don't either.
Well, because part of this, like when these came out, these aliens, they were so horribly done.
Mm-hmm.
Like these were animatronic, I think, more than...
We're talking like early Stargate aliens?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it was not good at all. And I mean, they're trying to make them in 3D. And how long has it been since these were made? Does it even say the year? I'm not going to IMDb it. But this is just a little weird. We don't need to worry about the 3D. Nobody gives a crap about the 3D.
If they're going to make them whatever, just...
It
Yeah.
depends on who's in the remakes. The remakes?
Nice.
The remakes. Depends on who's in the remakes. So, moving on to the next one. Stupid freaking directors don't know what the hell they're doing.
This one was also sent to us by Blondie. Everyone say thank you.
Thank you, Blondie.
Michael Bay, occult crime drama gets pilot order from A&E.
At least it's on a channel most people don't watch.
Everybody watches A&E right now at least once a week for
Mad Men.
The Walking Dead.
Oh. Sorry, I don't like zombies, so I don't watch A&E.
Anyway, Michael, he's already ruined a movie. So the film industry.
Uh-huh.
So let's ruin television now.
Yeah, well, at least he's not rebooting something. At least he didn't take a cult crime drama. Okay, so what crime drama? Matlock. At least he didn't take Matlock and try to turn it into new stuff.
No, I think he sticks with the world of comics and he goes with the BPRD. Hellboy.
No. I'm saying rebooting.
Oh.
Rebooting a crime
Matlock?
drama. That's probably what's helping here or what he's probably doing. He's probably doing a revitalized I don't know what he's doing. I just thought it'd be funny to screw with him a little bit.
Although he's not directing this, he's only producing it.
Oh, who's directing it? His son? I'm gonna screw with stuff, Bay. Bay will produce along with his Platinum Dunes partner Andrew Foreman, Brad Fuller. James Wong is writing the pilot. He wrote American Horror Story Asylum, The Event. We're not going to talk. The last line says Transformers
Apparently
director
he
Bay,
also has
who's currently
a
working on
pirate
a big screen adaptation of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, also has a pirate series, Black Sails.
Man on
Wow.
Stars. Apparently the man just does not have enough money. He's remaking
screwing
T.J.
with-
Hooker with Chris Pine. That's funny on 2 levels.
So, yeah, go read it. Check it out. Blah, blah, blah. Don't like Michael Bay. He can kiss my big balls.
What'd you do? This one makes me sad, but we're
All
going
right,
to talk
go
about
for
it. Gwyneth Paltrow may not return as Pepper Potts to the Avengers sequel. She's just talked about how she may not be needed and doesn't know. You know, actually, there's a quote. I'm getting old for this shit. You know what I mean? She just feels like she's getting too old to do these kind of movies, and no one cares. She's still gorgeous.
That's a lot of makeup.
I like her as Pepper Potts.
Oh, yeah. I liked her in the last one. She had nice shorts.
Anyway, I think this is sad. I like Pepper Potts in general. I think she plays well off of Tony.
Yeah.
So that makes me sad.
I'm just trying to look.
But go in, read it. It's on Huffington Post. I get a lot of stuff from there.
I must go look there later.
All right. Cut it out. Next.
Ooh, hey.
What? Cut it.
Oh, sorry. Next. Sorry. Moving on. Next page. Right? Next page. Nope. There's one.
This one was just a quickie. Chop. Would you speak for me?
Nope.
Topshelf announces a massive $3 online sale. On their website through the 28th of September, they'll be having sales including books of $1 to $3, I think $6, but the more...
I don't recognize any of these.
It's Topshelf. They do a lot of independent stuff.
Okay, good, because I don't remember.
But if you want to try something new that isn't big too, go check them out.
Gotcha. All right, moving on to the next thing. We've still got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different items in the short box.
Who remembers Samurai Jack from the old Gendy Tartakovsky days? I can't say it.
You mean Cartoon Network?
It was his
It was
channel.
on Cartoon Network.
It featured around the same time as Dexter, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was about an old samurai who was trapped in time. I actually heard an interview by the guy who did the voice. He said it was one of the sweetest gigs he ever got because he'd come in and he'd say like 3 words for a 30-minute episode. But they're looking to make a Samurai Jack movie. I don't know if this is live action or animated. Either way, I don't care. I liked him.
Apparently, the original series from 2001-2004 was a total of 52 episodes. It detailed the adventures of a time-displaced Jack attempting to return to the past and change the future, where the evil Lord Aku reigns supreme. So, yeah, go check out the story. I don't give a crap about Samurai Jack.
I'm nostalgic and love those old cartoons.
I never watched it. Next is this one. You talked about it. I have no idea what this one is.
Why the Last Man is...
You said it wrong. Why? The Last Man movie.
New Line Cinema is looking to make the comic book by Brian K. Vaughan and Pia Guerrera what's that word? Priority.
Mm-hmm.
I know to speak good words. They're looking to make it a priority. This book is about a post-apocalyptic world where something happens, and in one moment, every male, including animals, I think including animals anyway, on the planet dies, except for one guy. And it's about, survival and guerrilla warfare, and it's not a superhero book, and normally I don't read those, but I've gotten about I don't know, like a fourth of the way through it. Mm-hmm. It's a 60-book series, and I've probably read 10 of them.
Nice.
So that would be a 6th. I loved it. I've loved what I've read so far. There is actually a fan film out there about it that was done really well. So.
Right. Oh, well, that sounds. I need to look at that. That sounds really neat.
It's a really good story. I really enjoyed it.
Shut up and take my money.
Moving on.
Okay, moving on. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go. New Pirates of the Caribbean.
Rumors.
It just, pretty much, we're just going to leave this one up. It says that there's a good chance.
What it says is...
There's a chance that there's going to be another Pirates of the Caribbean movie because one of the writers from the original Pirates has already written a draft for the movie all by himself. No, let's just go ahead and let you go look at that story all by your lonesome. We're going to move on to, oh my God, why do people keep screwing with my childhood?
There were postings out this week about the new RoboCop and his gear, and you said he looks like Judge Dredd.
He does!
I don't know. It depends. I kind of like the costume. I'm still not going to watch it. Okay, I'm probably
I'm going to watch it.
But it just looks kind of cool. Check out the pictures, and if you don't want to check out ours, just hit new RoboCop on Google. It'll bring it up, I promise.
Yes. Why do people
Here you go, something for you.
This one's cool.
This is a body ink. It's
the guy has painted his body
to look like Venom.
It is awesome. It does look really cool. He looks up and then closes his eyes if he's in a dark room or something, and this stuff just kind of bright lights up on him, and it looks like Venom's looking at you. It's very creepy. You guys need to go check out this picture. It would make a really cool wallpaper, I think. All right, so this one is big because this is actually one of the reasons we started this show.
Yeah, it is.
Returning Green Lantern and TAS, whatever that's called.
The animated series.
Okay, and Young Justice Invasion returning on Cartoon Network. Does it say when the full
yeah.
hour of new content begins Saturday, September 29th? So when we first started the show, if you haven't listened to the first 2 episodes?
First 2 or 3 episodes.
2 or 3 episodes. We had one of the reasons we started this because we both watched this Young Justice show, and it's really good. And we just watch it and we talk about it. And so when then 3 episodes in, it went away. It was like,
it went away for the hiatus. It is one of the best superhero shows that's ever been put out there.
Yeah, it's a really, really good series.
If you've never checked it out, it's called Young Justice. It's featured on Cartoon Network. You don't even have to watch Cartoon Network to see it. Just go find the DVD for season 1. I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
I don't watch the Green Lantern one.
I like the Green Lantern one.
I don't like that. I don't like that art. It's like a blocky art.
It's stylized CGI. I didn't like it at first, but I avoid it to look at the story.
Yeah, I don't like it. So blah 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 blah.
Moving on.
Oh wait. Rounding out the hour will be a brand new DC animated short such as JL Animals. Oh, okay, shorts, got it.
Yeah, it's just all the little shorts.
I love those. Those things are awesome. But for those of you in the chat, we're getting some people that are asking.
No, they're wanting a screen cap of the.
Hang on.
The Venom guy. Venom guy.
Copy link. The Venom guy.
Venom guy.
Copy link.
I'm assuming the Venom guy.
There we go.
Boop. There's the Venom guy.
For those of you, there's people that are wanting to see that.
Moving on to the next one.
I just cannot wait for Young Justice. Remind me to make sure that's set on my...
Yeah.
Yeah. This one, you just thought it was funny.
It's actually a good long article. Chris Evans is not looking forward to becoming Captain America again. And it's basically because he really dreads the 3 to 4 months he's bench pressing. Ladies, we know you appreciate him doing it. We like him because he's badass as an actor.
Right.
But apparently it's a pain in the butt to look like that. To look that jacked all the time. Ask Hugh Jackman.
Not only is he more comfortable doing smaller independent films opposed to the big budget blockbusters, but he finds them to be generally better films. In the interview, Evans begs the questions: how often do you come out of a big budget movie thinking it was good? That, in general, is a pretty bold statement, but we can't knock him
for his
honesty. So essentially, what he's saying is he's regretting being Captain America.
No, he just regrets being this big old bulky guy and doing. I think he's done enough of the big films. I like a lot of his smaller films. Perfect Score was a really early movie of his that I liked.
What was the one with the Push?
Push was really good.
Push was a good one. So guys, go check out the article. It's good. Just kind of lets you in,
into his mind.
Into his mind a little bit.
And the final story of the day was sent him to us by a chat room member. His name is Creeper Magnet. Everybody thank Creeper.
Yay!
Thank you, Creeper.
Thank you, Creeper.
And we're not going to play it because it has music, but there's a new style dance thing. You go into this, you know about it a little bit more than I do.
It's a viral video on YouTube. It's Gangnam Style, and apparently somebody dressed up as Deadpool and did the Gangnam Style dance.
And it's really funny.
Yeah, we watched some of it earlier.
And you got Venom over here doing it. Not Venom.
Really?
Bane.
Really?
Sorry. I saw Venom there and then looked here.
Really? really? Anyways. So, yeah. It's actually pretty funny. I was watching... I sent you. Did you see the link on Twitter that I sent?
Which
I
one?
googled or I was,
Oh,
did the
the My
YouTube
Little
search
Pony
for
one?
Gangnam Style, and it came up My Little Pony. I was like, yes, that is so epic.
The bronies like to gang them.
It was hilarious. I absolutely loved that.
Thank you for listening to the show or watching it, however you viewed us today. If you want to get in touch with us, you can email us at nerdandthenoob@gmail.com. We have Twitters. It is at nerdandthenoob, at gman0184.
And at OPEG_mango, you're so quick to end the show. You don't even look at me and go, did you like the show? Did you have fun today? We're supposed to be personable.
I wanted to get the contact information out there.
Fine. OPEG_mango, go ahead.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys listening to us for as long as you have, for as much as you have. We hope you're really enjoying the show. Do you enjoy the show?
I do, and thank you for asking. I do enjoy the show. It lets me yell about things once a week. Once more a week than I normally yell about things. And it's kind of nice that you find all the stories, because then Sunday comes along and I go, what? And it's just surprising to me. So I do enjoy this. Wow, that was a big sine wave right there. Whoop! There we go. Yeah, so guys in chat, we hope you have had a good time. This is a little bit longer show than normal, not by much, a few minutes.
A couple minutes.
But we hope you have enjoyed it. And on that note, I guess we're going to end the show, so do your little bit.
Whether there's one of you or 1,000 of you, you're all epic, so please stay epic.
Peace.
Out.
Oh, stop it!